Yeah, I want to show some love, give some support to my boy Devin, founder of U-Talk Nation. Continuous success, brother. And all I got to say is, it ain't no me without you, baby.
Ain't no me without you, baby.
It ain't no me without you, baby.
Yeah, you talk, it's the people show. Look, you talk, let the people know. Look, yeah.
This is hurricane season. Only legends come up out there, you like Chris and Teigen. Name a letter better, W, that's what we preaching. Hurricane force winds whenever we breezing. Got rings for a reason. Look, we treat a gator like the swamp people. And Seminoles like the block people. And for my dogs, I will drive people. Just being frank, I got they flank like a cornerback. And I ain't even much a Florida cat. But hurricanes, I know more of that than most. Cause I seen them turn our houses into boats. That's that real talk, baby. I hope you was taking notes. That's the real talk, baby. Yellow Nation, coast to coast. Is that U-Talk?
Yeah.
It's U-Talk, baby.
Yeah.
It's U-Talk, baby.
#1 podcast.
Yo, yo, yo. U-Talk family, what's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, LFJ in the building, Larry Frank Jr. Shouts out to everybody in the chat real quick. Kyle Stallion, what's good, brother? Jay Book, what's going on? Them Canes Harris, what it do? What it do? Derek McCullough, what's good? What's good? Let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Y'all know how we start every show. Ain't no us without you, baby. U-Talk family, Kane Nation, what's good? What's good? We are 3-0 on the day after week. Joseph Bernard over here. I see you, JB. I see you. We're 3-0 after week 3. Great feeling, great feeling. But real first, man, I gotta get a shout out and I gotta get some thoughts out here. First things first, man. I want to give thoughts and prayers up to my buddy, my brother AO. He couldn't be with us today. He had some family stuff going on. He hit me up yesterday and told me what was going on. L&V, what's good? What's good? Josh Ayers, long time no see, brother. What's happening? What's happening? We're going to get into it, but real quick, I just want y'all to send some thoughts and prayers up to AO and his family right now. They're dealing with a situation. He said he'll be back real soon, but he couldn't join us today. So AO, if you're watching or whenever you do watch, brother, prayers up to you, bro. We're praying for you. We'll be here for you. Want to also give shout outs as always, man. Shouts out to our guy, Devin, who is doing this thing right now. We love you, D. Do your thing. Shouts out to the super producer, Marquise Judge, KJ Productions in the building. Shouts out to Joseph Bernard, the merchandiser and the designer. I see you in the chat, JB. Shouts out to you as always, brother. And shouts out to you, the viewing audience, man, that's watching us live and that's going to watch the replay. I am going to put the link up in a minute. I'm going to just give some quick thoughts, and then we're going to do like we always do. It's the People Show. We're going to put the link up. We want y'all to participate. Come in, tell us your thoughts about the game. Real quick, let's just call it what it is. Miami dominated decisively. And what I liked about it yesterday was we had to once again fight the referees as always. I don't know what problem the refs have with Miami, but we got to beat the team and the refs. We took care of that business. And then the rain delay, which in years past I thought would have allowed the team to get their adjustments together and put them in a position to come back. Excuse me while I sip this coffee. I love some. My bad. My mic got muted. We had to deal with that yesterday, so we had to fight off the refs and everything. Derek McCullough, I agree with you. I said the other night with D and Big Brother Mel B, I predicted an ass whipping. That's exactly how it went down. So I am glad with the result. Just going to go over some things, and I'm going to give some comparisons, and then we'll open it up for everybody else to join. Yesterday, Carson Beck, he went 23 of 28, 340 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Now, here's the thing. I saw some people were kind of, having an issue with the interceptions. Look, that second interception really wasn't on him. That second interception came off of a tip. So I don't fault him for that. And as far as the first interception, listen, you're not going to find quarterbacks, college or pro, that's not going to throw an interception. Shouts out to DJ. He called me last night, and like we were saying, if you can give me 3 to 4 touchdowns a game versus 2 interceptions a game, and we're dominating, I'll live with it. I'm good with it. So I'm not going to put nothing on Carson Beck for what happened yesterday. Hey, you can't be perfect every week. He threw a pick, but it's all good. You know, it is what it is. It was a bad throw, but he made up for it. Mark Fletcher had a coming out party, and I think Mark Fletcher is getting progressively better as he gets more and more entrenched in his program. 16 carries, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. Gerard Pringle also got in the end zone yesterday. Shouts out to Keelan Marion, man. He just came up out of nowhere, man. 6 big catches for 81 yards. Definitely helped out. Malachi Tony is still, you know, letting everybody know that he's the next big thing. 6 for 66 yesterday. Shouts out to Joshua Moore. 3 catches, but 61 yards and 2 scores. The boy averaged 20 yards a catch and took 2 of his 3 catches to the house. That's some next level stuff. CJ Daniels also did his thing as well yesterday. He got injured, but I think he's okay. I think he's going to be all right. Double A, what's good? Antonio Abner, what's happening? What's happening? On the defensive side, shouts out to Chase Smith for the fumble recovery. Ban and Mesidor doing what they always do. They both had 6 tackles apiece. Chase Smith also had 5 tackles. They wreaked havoc on that offensive line of South Florida. They just made it hard, you know, for South Florida to get in any kind of rhythm. And one thing that I liked about this game yesterday was you saw the relentlessness of Mario, something that we hadn't seen maybe ever at Miami. Yesterday felt like an old school Canes type of game. Yesterday really felt like, okay, this is what Miami used to do. They just went straight ape shit on them, and they didn't let up. You know, they might have had a drive here and there where they let up a little bit, but for the most part, they dominated. They dominated. Real quick, I want to throw a comparison out right here. Great question for the chat. LNV says, does anybody knows what happened to CJ? I've heard like 10 different things. I don't know exactly what happened to CJ Daniels. He did get rolled up on a play, but I guess if there's any positive news to come out of it, we don't know. They didn't really report anything. They're not reporting an injury that I know of. We're hearing things. Nothing's really coming out. So I guess in this case, no news is good news. So if anybody has anything on CJ, please, please, please let us know. We still try to figure out also what's going on with JoJo Trader. He hasn't been in. I don't know if it's an injury thing, but I look at it like this. We didn't need him yesterday, and it was a good thing. You know, everybody else stepped up. Real quick, I look at what the team did yesterday, and I want to throw a comparison out to last year. Yesterday, Beck went 23 of 28 for 340 and 3 scores with 2 picks. Last year, Ward went 24 of 34 for 404, 3 touchdowns the same with 1 pick. And like I said, the other pick that he had at the end was off of a tip. Kyle Stallion says he came back. He came back in the game. And see, I was at a banquet with my wife, so I was watching on my phone. I couldn't listen. And I tried to watch some highlights. So I wasn't able to really watch the game full circle. Appreciate you, Kyle Stallion. Joseph Bernard said then he came down on the ball. So I think he knocked the wind out of himself or whatever. But these comparisons I'm making is, I said the other night, South Florida last year, the defense of Miami, as bad as it was, you got to look at what Brown and South Florida did last year against a defense with the secondary that was as bad as it was. Last year, Byron Brown went for 254 yards. Last night, he went for 274 yards. He didn't have any touchdowns last year versus the defense that was bad as it was, particularly the secondary. He did have one yesterday, but that came late in garbage time. So even though technically he had one, to me, they held him at bay the entire game up until that last moments of the game. I say that to say this. That to me gives me a measure of how good this Miami defense is projecting it can be. Because if you did what you did against South Florida last year, and you come back this year, you've improved players in the secondary. Bain is healthy. Mesidor is doing things, he's stepping it up to another level. The linebackers are running sideline to sideline. The speed of the linebackers are just crazy. They're swarming to the ball. And it seems to me that our offense, even though it's different with Carson Beck, his style is different from Cam Ward. It's looking like the offense is not missing a beat. Second consecutive 40-point game, and Miami could have put up 60 yesterday. Let's just be honest. They could have put up 60 yesterday. They could have put up 60 last week. But Mario and the Bethune coach, they're buddies. And listen, Mario didn't want to run it up on him. It was some respect there. I really believe after 3 games that you have a Miami team that is complete. The argument that we had last year was as good as our offense was. What if we had a defense to match it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to see answers to that this year because it looks like our defense is definitely going to match what the offense can do. LNV says JoJo was injured, and I guess people expected him to play, but he wasn't even warming up. And that's the thing. If the other receivers are stepping up and doing what they do, then let JoJo nurse his injuries. Get healthy because you know you're going to need him down the line. And at the end of the day, if these receivers are doing what they're doing now, JoJo comes in and he gives his contributions, it's going to be even more in Miami's favor. But I ain't going to hold it, y'all. I'm going to go ahead on. Let me get the link up. I want you guys to chime in. I want you guys to hit the link. I want you guys to come on in here and give me your thoughts, man. Let me know what y'all think about the game last night. Let me know what you think, how you feeling, waking up today. I watched the Florida game. The link is up right there. So y'all hit it and come on through. I watched Florida last night, and I'm going to tell you something. LSU is not as good as advertised. They're not as good as advertised. Yeah, they won 20-10. They got that late touchdown off of a pick six. Hold up. Lakers All Day says, did we have number 1 in coverage? I got to go back and look at that. Lakers All Day. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to watch it like I wanted to. I had the sound down and I was looking at clips and I was at a banquet. So it was real tough on me last night. I'll give some quick thoughts about Florida while we waiting on some calls to come in and some camera time to come in. Lagway, and shouts out to the former Miami coordinator who's now at LSU, Blake Baker. He disguised those coverages last night. Lagway, he put pressure on Lagway. I think if you look at what LSU did defensively, Miami takes that blueprint, and I think you can repeat that performance next week. Lagway under pressure, he panics. And coming in here next week, obviously college football game day is going to be in here next week. It's going to be a big weekend. I was hoping that it would have been Miami, Florida State. I don't know. I don't know why they selected the Florida game, especially after Florida lost last night. They're going to be 1-2. I just don't get it, but it is what it is. I'm hard pressed to feel like Miami and Florida State would be a second consecutive college game day. That's the college game day I wanted, but it is what it is. But I think if Miami's defense and Heatherman can prepare this team to hold up, Kyle answered that. He says, number 1 didn't do much covering. To me, he's a step behind on his approach to the ball. Yeah, I got to go back and look at that and see how he did. I think if Miami takes an approach and really takes a step out of LSU's defensive playbook and they just kind of mimic what you saw last night, Lagway is going to do the same thing. Shouts out to the Miami defense as well, keeping the run in check. I got the stats here for South Florida as well. Yesterday, Brown, as I said earlier, he went for 274 yesterday versus 254 last year. But particularly team rushing, the group, 40 yards. That's including Brown. All running backs with Brown included. Miami only gave up 40 yards rushing. Look, all season we've seen Miami put the running game in check. You saw it against Jeremiah Love and Notre Dame. Miami's defense was able to change the offensive game plan of Notre Dame where they wanted to throw the ball more with C.J. Carr. You had what was perceived as the best running back in the country. You didn't even go to him in the Notre Dame game. Yesterday, you held them in check to 40 yards rushing. In comparison to last year, where they gave up 62 yards to the group. So that's just a testament to how good this Miami defense is really coming along. It's only week 3. They're only going to get better. I'm liking it. And shouts out to me. Hey, listen. The South Florida receiver. First of all, with a last name like that, I know he got a lot of hell growing up. Shouts out to Nimrod. I'm sorry. I tried. Yeah, Juice, he dominated. He definitely dominated. Okay, Alpaca says that's because number one is a linebacker and not a defensive back. But listen, Nimrod did his thing. It's hard for me to say that guy's name. He did his thing yesterday, man. Nimrod had 128 yards. I was in the chat that we have, myself and James Freeman and a bunch of Miami fans that we had our group chat. And I was telling them, I said, man, I hope if Miami can hold on, they do not let this team come back and some dude named Nimrod go off. We don't need that. We don't need that at all. But he did his thing yesterday in comparison last year to Atkins, who had 107 yards receiving. So that's the news and notes on the game. I'm feeling real good about where this team is right now. At the end of the day, they're doing what they needed to do. I think the culture is really, we always talked about culture for years here on this show, myself and D and everybody else that's been on. I think you're starting to get a glimpse into where the culture is going with this team right now. You got a lot of the younger players that are actually playing. They're contributing. That's always a good thing. If you look at what's happening at Florida, I think Miami is definitely going to have a leg up in recruiting in that regard. I mean, it's all for Miami for the taking. Florida, you should have no problem with recruiting. They're a train wreck down there. And as far as Florida State, you got your opportunity in a couple of weeks. You take them out. I think you really show who runs the state of Florida. And on a national level, when you look at what some of these other top 5 teams and these top 10 programs are doing, Miami to me looks to be like one of the most complete teams that you can find, at the end of the day. Katie Allman says, before we start celebrating, we beat 3 teams with combined 2 wins. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, we beat a team that has 2 ranked victories. The only team that had 2 ranked victories. So at the end of the day, look, I'm one of the most critical Miami fans that you can find, obviously. People in these Facebook groups know me. They know how I am. I've been more critical of Mario than ever for the last couple of years. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm taking it with a grain of salt right now. I'm taking everything with a grain of salt. I'm not getting hyped on the team to the point where I'm going to call national championship. Obviously, you can't do that. We're only 3 weeks in. You still have an entire season to go. Injuries can happen. Things can happen. Crazy losses can happen. It happens to the best of everybody. But at the same time, given the body of work over the first 3 weeks of the season, how can you not think that Miami is going to do some big things this season? Especially with Clemson losing yesterday to Georgia Tech, which a lot of us, we figured it would happen. We predicted that. It's just Miami seems to have a complete team. They seem to have a complete team. Even special teams seems to be a complete team because you're getting return yards in the return game. The defense is doing what they're doing. The offense is doing what they're doing. So that's what we got. But I'm going to go ahead on and bring it back. We got a guest. We got our first guest in the building. I'm going to go ahead on and bring him into the show. It's one of our day ones, one of our friends of the show. Y'all show some love and give a shout out to our guy, Lakers all day. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing, man? What's up?
Oh, man, it's morning. These morning shows are a little rough, but you know what? It's a lot easier with a Cane's victory and some coffee. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, man.
That's
good.
What's up.
Like my Dolphins. Oh, Jesus, they killing me.
Right.
But I'm saying it's kind of good that I have my Hurricanes doing good. Dolphins, I just don't know, man. But I feel like the Dolphins need to get a red tool and head coach, and just keep keep Tyreek and Waddle and go from there.
Right.
But yeah, we played great on defense. Like the run game be good. Carson and like me, I'm not really worrying about the offense because I know they're gonna do what they do. But the defense, we played good. But listen, I want to see the defense play like this against Florida and Florida State.
Right.
I don't care about USF. I want to see you play like this, and the offensive play this against Florida State, and Louisville.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? This is where if you do good on those 3 games, then we know that we have something. But
Right.
saying that we're going to the national championship against the USF, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Here's the thing, real quick, Lakers all day.
Mhm.
I agree with you. They definitely need to show what they showed the first couple of weeks of the season in the next 3 games. Definitely. However, we got to give some credit where credit is due. They did what they did against Notre Dame, right? Coming off of a national championship appearance. Now, I know Notre Dame is 0-2, but Notre Dame lost to 2 ranked teams. 2 close games to ranked teams. Well, the Miami game wasn't so close because in the end they pulled it close. Really, Miami dominated that game. If everything would have went the way it would have been, play calling would have been a little bit different. Mario would have been a little bit more aggressive. Miami would have actually beat them by a sizable margin. I think we can all agree to that. And what happened last night against Texas A&M, Mike Elko has always given Notre Dame fits even when he was at Duke. He just has a better group of players right now. And for him to go up to South Bend and do it on the road last night, that just shows what kind of talent that Texas A&M has. He did what he did. James Freeman, what's up, brother? I got you next, man. I got you next. Hit that doggone link. We'll get you in here in a few. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying that we have to show it in the next 3 weeks. However, we can't disregard what they've done versus 2 ranked teams in the first 3 weeks of the season. This with a new quarterback that we didn't know what we were getting with Carson Beck. Coming out of Georgia, we didn't know if Carson Beck was going to be a circus show. We didn't know what was happening, and everybody was just so spoiled off of what Cam Ward gave us last year. We just didn't know, you know. And then the unknown of Corey Heatherman coming from Minnesota. We didn't know, you know, what he was bringing to the table as a DC. You know, we didn't know because up there in the Big Ten, they don't throw the ball like they do in the ACC. You know, it's more run-based. You do have, like I say, Ohio State, Oregon, obviously. They chunk the ball up. Michigan chunks the ball up. But for the most part, Purdue and Northwestern and Iowa, they're not throwing the ball up like talking about. So at the end of the day, I think we have to take and give some credit to this defense thus far. But we got to stay humble and not say, all right, we've made it because we know. And Stallion, I got you. Just stand by, brother. I got you. I think we need to stay humble and realize that, okay, this defense to this point, week 3, we have to feel better about what this defense is showing us week 3 to this point as opposed to last year at this point. Because last year at this point, all we had was the Florida game to really feel good about. We started seeing chinks in the armor versus South Florida. They pulled it together in the second half last year, but South Florida gave us fits. South Florida gave us no fits last night. They had a few dink and dunk plays, but that's going to happen. But for the most part, you're seeing it. You see where I'm going with that? So, yeah. But I agree with you. If we come out and I really believe, you know, and just to wrap this up, because I'm going to get you out of here and get Stallion on. If we come out next week against Florida and we swarm the ball like we do, we make them one-dimensional, because the key to this thing now is you cannot allow these teams to get established on the ground with the run. If they get established on the ground with the run, they're going to suck you up, you know, the play actions and all of that. So at the end of the day, I think that if we can do what LSU did last night to Florida, do what we've been doing versus Lagway, who's really not looking so hot, it's a lot of uncertainty, the wheels are going to fall off, and this could turn into a massacre. You thought what happened in the Swamp was bad last year. Watch what could happen at the Rock next week. So final thoughts before we get you out of here, Lakers. What you think?
Okay, look, I'm gonna answer that question, and then I got 2 questions for you. So look, I feel like I would see. That's why I said we have to defense have to play this against Florida and Florida State, because listen, we know our history in do with their quarterbacks are bad, right? What happens when we play against do with their quarterbacks? Our linebackers do not get to the sideline fast enough. And what happened? The dual threats quarterback kill us on with legs.
Right.
right? And that's what my problem is. It's like I want to see us against these two teams. I know people talking about DJ Lager interceptions, but for me, it's everything. It's like we got two quarterbacks we got to play. Yeah, they're running and they're throwing the ball, and we have trouble with dual threat quarterbacks. So if we can stop dual threat, you know what I'm saying, of two running quarterbacks, then I think that we can say, I'm gonna say that we're not back yet, but we're getting there. You know what I'm saying? But is Popo playing? Like, is he playing, or he's just coming off the bench when number one's not there? Because I've seen Popo, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? Because low-key, I thought it was Popo and Wesley, but now it's number one and Wesley.
Right.
You know, but okay. And my other question is, do you think our team is balanced now, or do you see like it's kind of like one-sided?
To this point, this team is balanced. To this point, this team is balanced because, like I said earlier, the offense, it's a different style with Carson Beck because Carson and Cam are two different types of quarterbacks, but the results are the same. Whereas Cam was relying on X last year for the bulk of his receptions and the touchdowns and the offensive production, Cam did spread the ball when needed to Sam Brown, you know, to Horton, to Arroyo. Now, to this point, Lofton isn't being used as much in the tight end game. I think that Elijah is used more as a blocker. I think they're using him as an extra blocker. Guess what? If it's working, it's working. Look, I mean, Mark Fletcher's getting 4 or 5 yards every time he touches the ball. I mean, look at how the physicality of the line. You know, they are definitely, you know, they're definitely showing, you know, physicality, something that we hadn't seen. And the defense, you know, like I said, to this point, and I see what some people are saying, I get it. You know, Katie said earlier, you know, UF held LSU to 20 points. But at the end of the day, LSU ain't shit offensively.
No, they're not.
They couldn't score against Clemson, who lost to Troy and lost yesterday to Georgia Tech, as I predicted, as Stallion predicted. They couldn't score against Louisiana Tech, and they couldn't score last night. So at the end of the day, I'm not judging what Florida did versus LSU last night offensively. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to judge anything but what's going to happen next week. All I'm going to do is I'm looking at the fact that Florida couldn't score last night against a defense that gave pressure. Florida couldn't score last week. Now, albeit there were penalties and stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see. But Lakers all day, man. I appreciate you being in here, man. Let me get my next guest, man.
All right, bet. No problem, man. Have a good day.
No doubt. You too. Hey, check back in. Let us know about your Dolphins on Wednesday night when me and D do the NFL show.
I will, bro. Hey, listen, bro. Listen, boy. We got drama with Tyreek, Tua saying something about Tyreek saying something about Tua, and we low-key just had a freaking players only meeting. Boy, we struggling.
I hear you, bro. I hear you. Well, we'll see what happens. Check back Wednesday night, man. We're gonna talk about it, bro.
Bet.
All right. Have a good one. Have a good one. All right. James Freeman, what's happening? Kyle Starlin, I see you in the building. Stand tight, Kyle. Let me get Stallion. I'll get to you after. What up, Jay? What's happening?
Hey, what's up, man? Just working with my granddaughter as she becomes a stellar softball player at 8 years old. So, but I took a break for a second so I could come on the show. But that's where I'm at, these lovely softball fields here in Knoxville, Tennessee. But you know, it's quiet. It's quiet, man. You know, it sucks when you think you've got the jaws of victory only to have it stolen from you. Tennessee left one out there yesterday, man. But it's unbelievable, man. Oof.
That was crazy.
Crazy. And look at, hey, and just think, what if we hadn't made a kick like that we did? That one was even further away in the rain. It was perfect weather in Knoxville yesterday, and that boy missed wide right, and they lose in overtime. But thank God we took care of business. It's better to be 3-0 than some of these teams that are 1-2 and 1-1. But this is what I'm going to talk about, guys, and this is the absolute truth. I don't know who that referee crew was, because somebody had said that South Florida brought the officials last week to play the Gators, and I don't know how that worked because I thought that the Power 4 teams still get the referees or whatever because South Florida's in the AAC, but I'm not going to harp on that too much. But some of those calls yesterday were absolutely atrocious. I'm going to give you a point in time. We got hit. Fletcher got hit by one of their big linebackers that pretty much extended, jumped in the air, and led with the helmet. If that was a Miami player, he would have been reviewed for targeting and thrown out of the game. And realistically, he got to play the rest of the game. But if that had been a Miami player, just like what happened to poor Basaint against Bethune-Cookman on play number 1, would have been gone. So, but, you know, the defensive line for them was, you know, doing this snap count, simulating it, and it took the 5th false start before the refs caught on. If you think about it, they took away a touchdown from Fletcher. Fletcher had a hat trick yesterday. We also ran another play that I held my breath because Beck took a hit that was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you. Lips.
That part.
Some back-to-back plays. And the refs didn't see it. You can't tell me if that had been Basaint or somebody like that, they would have been thrown out on the first one. Wouldn't have even had an opportunity for back-to-back. Thank you. But the point is that Mario got pissed off. And I got to finally see something in Mario where, yeah, the refs finally looked for it and they had to call it on that 5th one. But the thing is you have to earn some respect here. And we're not going to get any calls from any officials, no matter who we play. We get that. We've known that for 30-something, 40 years now. But the point of the matter is this, is that you don't leave it in the hands of the officials, like the great Jimmy Johnson said. Now, I was really proud of how we came out yesterday. I mean, we punched them in the face, and a lot of teams could have really used that hour and a half to lose focus. The other team could have made the proper adjustments, and you fall apart with that momentum. But I'm going to tell you something. I really am a little disappointed that I love the score, but that score should have been the score in the 3rd quarter, to be honest with you. And that's where this team can always improve. I am the harshest critic, but I'm really willing to give credit where credit is due. The receivers catch everything. I mean, that play that Tony almost made on the tip interception, even though the ball wasn't meant for him, bravo, buddy. I mean, that got special.
The effort.
Moore yesterday, special. You know, these transfers, Marion, Johnson, Daniels, and I think Daniels is going to be okay. I think he just got the wind knocked out of him or something. I heard that he went back out there, but realistically at that point he didn't need to go back out there. You know, Lyle was dressed out. I know people are talking about, is JoJo Trader still on the team? I heard from Kane Sport that Elijah Lofton and him are both hurt at the moment and so forth. And so that's why they're not being utilized that much. And if it's true, if they don't want to be on the team anymore, not talking about Lofton, but Trader, then go. Okay. Because we've got here that want to play. And same I saw with Ray Joseph, maybe he just doesn't have it. But Larry, you and I have talked off camera. There have been a lot of misses by all those teams from that recruiting class. Like, I mean, there's guys like Samuel Mapemba and Damone Wilson that we really wanted here that they went to Georgia. They ain't even on Georgia anymore. They're at Missouri and Texas A&M respectively. Jaden Bonzu, who we were hoping to be James Williams replacements at Pittsburgh. And look how well he did at linebacker yesterday against West Virginia and Rich Rodriguez. So my point is that again, we've hit on some, but we've missed on some others on certain recruiting classes. Now, my concern going forward is that, you know, this offensive line, you know, they've done good, but like Lakers all day said, how do we hold up against a Florida State defensive line? How do we hold up against a Louisville and some of these better teams that we'll be facing on the schedule? That's one thing that I want to see. And the other thing is, do you have anybody after Mawanoa and Cooper leave? Because those two guys impress me. Do we have to go to the portal for the 4th straight year for a center? You know, and again, I'm glad we have that option, but I'd love to make sure that we have guys now, just in case somebody gets hurt. You know what I mean? Type of thing. Who do you trust in that regard?
I'll say this real quick to that point. I'll say this and I'll toss it back to you.
Yeah.
I was always one. I guess for me, I'm kind of having to adjust my approach, kind of like Saban had to adjust his philosophy on offense, bringing in Lane Kiffin at the time. And my approach to that was, you got to recruit, you got to develop them from you know, getting them on campus. However, you still have to do that. However, I don't think it's as how should I put it? You have to do it, but at the same time, it's not like it's an emergency to have to worry about that, because you can go in the portal and get somebody if the development isn't there, if that makes sense.
That makes total.
Yeah. So for me, it's like, okay, do I want to see him get groomed from being, a freshman coming on campus? Absolutely. But if it doesn't happen, or if it's not working fast enough to where they can pay dividends in the game, evaluate what you got, and if need be, go to the portal and plug in what you got to plug in, because that's what everybody else is doing. But go ahead, Stallion. I just wanted to make that point.
Oh, no, that's a perfect point. And you know what, Larry, you brought up something, and I'm glad you did, that I want to point out. Yes, it's only been game 3, guys, and maybe the competition's not there. Notre Dame is still a solid team, guys. I mean, let me tell you something. We knew Oko was a beast at A&M, and look what he's doing with what Jimbo could have done. Honestly, that's a scary thought over there. And right now, Texas A&M is looking like the best team in Texas, and not the damn Longhorns. Okay, that Reed kid, he looked good last night. Now they still don't have a defense, but at the same time, you get. But look at how our defense did against Love. A&M couldn't stop Love last night. Love was on a mission. Love almost won the damn game for Notre Dame if it hadn't been for the filter. So, and he probably wouldn't have out at mass this morning, to be honest with you. He maybe didn't even make it out of the stadium yesterday, to be honest. That poor kid, and the camera was on him the whole time, but the hell with him. Anyway, but the truth of the matter is this. When you look at the guys this year, because when you talk about the transfer portal, we have hit on pretty much everybody. The DBs looked improved. Are they perfect? No. But God, they were so much better than last year. The tackling is... They get to the ball. Yes, things break down in coverage, and that's the one thing that can develop a little bit, that I hope that they realize. You're the safety for a reason. Nothing is allowed to get behind you, okay? I would rather the quarterback get a 17-yard gain than you give up a 47-yard breakaway pass. You know what I mean? And that's your job. Don't leave your man, because somebody's going to grab him. The other thing, too, is I had heard that Heatherman was a beast last year with Minnesota in regards to running quarterbacks, that he didn't allow anybody to get more than like 40 yards or whatever like that. And that, if he can do that here at Miami, especially the athletic people that we still got to play, and it showed last night with Brown. I mean, there's so much improvement, guys. There's so much to be excited about. And yes, there is the PTSD that somebody's there and we maybe need to slow it down. We'll see what we're going to see here. But I'm going to tell you this. The Virginia Tech game is looking like they're not even going to have that coach there by the time we play them. I don't give a crap if it's 35 degrees there. Those guys are checked out. And we owe them an ass whipping for last year being as close as it was. Pittsburgh, again, I know that's been a little house of horrors up there, but West Virginia, I mean, should not have beaten Pitt. Pitt is way too far in advance of where Rich Rodriguez in year 1 is with a finesse Big 12 team. I'm sorry. I know it's a rivalry. Shit happens. But at the same time, like, I'm looking at our schedule, and yeah, we need to get through the Florida State, the Gators next week, Gators or whatever at this point. But I want to beat them so bad that, anybody that's thinking about going there, and that one recruit that spurned us at the last second that was talking all that garbage, I want him to feel it, whether he plays or not from the sidelines. I mean, that's what needs to be owed to them. I wanted like a Notre Dame beatdown with game day coming. This is an opportunity with all the recruits to get that pipeline going. And I hope Mario stuffs him in a locker, like I like to send that meme around or whatever, with him stuffing Billy in the locker or tossing him in the lake. And he needs to do it, because these were hired at the same time. And a lot of people thought that they had gotten the better hire than we did nationally. But that being said, I'm proud of the coaches. Coach Lewis, I can't stress it enough. Those defensive tackles, man.
Damian doing his job.
Day,
man. And Taylor with the defensive ends. I don't know coaching the linebackers, if that's Heatherman himself or they got somebody else, but he's done a great job there. The DBs, they brought in that coach too, and they have done a complete metamorphosis on that side of the ball. Special teams has even improved, that we're not allowing ridiculous returns or anything like that. Everybody's staying in their lanes. The kicker's getting it through the end zone. I mean, it's really good right now. Now, let me talk about Beck, man. He's got that Dorsey, Steve Walsh look about him, and I love him, and I love it. Like, I mean, I'm so happy for that kid, and I really hope at the end of the day, he's hoisting that trophy. And like I said, I'll make a promise. If we all there in Miami in January, I'll admit I was wrong and let what's-his-name knock me out. Honestly, I really will, because that would feel just as good that we finally ended this damn curse of so many years. But listen, we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. We're going to just make sure that we just continue it week by week. And we've got a challenge coming up. We have got a challenge. And yeah, hit that like for all the shows, man. Support the U-Talk channel and my friend here, Larry. But I'm just so excited. Now, Larry, I got 2 questions for you.
Yes, sir.
Number one, Fletcher boy. Fletcher. I mean, he has really become the back that we really thought that he was going to get. And if we can get Lyle in the mix there with that true thunder and lightning, I mean, that just adds another weapon. And I'm just telling you. And so my thoughts to you are, were you a little bit more happy that we saw some creativity of running to the outside and some things? I was encouraged by that. But at the same time, don't you agree with me that when we were up 14-6, I was not really ready for Brown yet to run the ball. I think you needed to go up that 21. Don't let Syracuse happen again, because they did get a field goal out of it. But what if they had gotten a touchdown? That's where I want to see that killer instinct there. And what I was talking about earlier, 49-6 maybe should have been in the third quarter. These are things that they need to be hungry and work at. And what I'm hoping for more than anything is that these guys understand that they need to learn how to win, but they need to learn that killer instinct to put away teams that don't even belong on the field with you. One more play generates another chance for an unnecessary injury to happen. So put them away while you can. Let's get these younger guys going, and that way they'll be ready when it's their time to step up, whether it's this year or next year, because that's what made Miami so damn good. The practices were the hardest, like Melvin said, and game days were fun days, and everybody was ready when it was their turn. And we lost something along the way. So, but I'm just saying, Larry, I'm just encouraged by this, by everything. Honestly, I really am. And if you need to get some other guys on, that's terrific and so forth, because my granddaughter's giving me a look right now. But anyway, she's like, Poppy, you've talked enough. I need to work on my game. So, but I'm encouraged, man. And listen, guys, we need to enjoy this, because the epic beatdown that's coming on Saturday. Oh my God, I hope we pack the Rock. If I could be there, I would. You know that. But I'm up here in Tennessee. But you can bet I'll be glued to that from start to finish when we beat that ass on next Saturday. But I love you guys. Tune into your shows. I'm plugging it right now for you guys. Monday, your show, Larry. Obviously, the NFL show Wednesday, and obviously the preview show. But it's gonna be a fun week, guys. And God, the Dolphins are horrible. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
How about them announcers yesterday from the CW? They actually called us the Dolphins twice. I'm like, what game were you watching?
Hey, real quick before I get you out of here and get my other guests on real quick. What I told y'all in the group, man, they didn't even hide. I was like, are these guys some USF grads? Because they literally on that it was a play that it could have went either way, but the refs didn't call it. The guy literally said that was pass interference. I'm like, what the hell? Like,
yeah, that's Frederic. I mean, that's football. Frederic on that first drive. I mean, he was gonna cry about it, honestly.
Yes. So, well, Stallion, I appreciate you, brother. Y'all have a good day. Get her to get that form right. And hey, man, listen, for the CWS, I better get some tickets.
Absolutely. You damn right. We'll be eating some good steak in Oklahoma City one day. That's a promise. So
absolutely.
All right, guys. Love you guys. Go U-Talk. Go Canes.
All right. Go Canes. Much love, brother. All right. We'll holler. Oh, hold up. Oh, my bad. All right. So we got a 2-for-1. I'm going to bring in Kyle and I'm going to bring in Heru. So we're going to get it going on. So, Kyle, you had first. So, Kyle, give me your thoughts, brother. What you thought about the game? And then, Heru, I'm going to come to you.
Okay, you hear me?
I got you.
Okay, as expected, BTA, built to the ass. Some of y'all don't understand that acronym. We sort of use a lot down here now. That's what I expected. They're a group of 5 team. They South Florida. Like I said last couple of days ago when we was on here, we expect to beat the hell out of goddamn South They 30, 40 years but beneath us right now. The team played very well to me. And one thing that I liked about most important thing that I liked about the showing that they did yesterday, that they didn't play down to the talent.
Right.
That's
big point.
Important. They didn't play down to the talent. I knew that our line will overpower them. I mean, everything Miami did, I knew they were capable of doing. Only thing that I was on the ropes with is stopping that damn quarterback. And Miami did slow him down a little bit. I wish they would have snatched that damn chain off his damn neck though. See the old Miami would have did that. The old Canes probably would have did that. You know, Melvin B and his boys, the Blaze, them guys that were talking the other day, they probably would have snatched that damn chain off his damn neck.
Right.
But I think they did bought the damn referees with them because they damn sure wasn't calling no damn calls last night. Miami had like damn near 6 or 7 penalties, and these dudes didn't have no penalties. And I seen them
well, I noticed Bain was getting held so many times. I'm like, well, damn.
They forgot about it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at it on television, and the ref is right there. No flag.
Right. And far as some players, you know, I ain't got to get too deep into it because everybody pretty much the previous calls already, especially Italian Stallion already talked about it already. But I think some of these players, like the traders and some of these other guys that was all hyped the hell up getting on the team. I was in a little chat group. I won't say chat, but on a Facebook post yesterday, and they were hyping the high school kids up. Mm-hmm. You know, we got 2 recruits that Miami recruiting right now from down here, and they're pretty good. They pretty damn good recruits, pretty good talented players, and I would love to have them at Miami the way they play right now.
Yeah,
but they still underclassmen. And the thing is, these kids getting too much goddamn hype come out of high school. You know, they hyping the kids up saying, hey, you know, I can't wait to see you playing on Sundays and whoop the whoop the whoop. And I said, so I typed in on the chat on the post like, hey, these guys got to make it a Saturday first.
Yeah.
Before they get to Sunday. You know, we so many guys that was hyped up. You know, and I ain't trying to knock JoJo Trader. I ain't trying to knock him. He may be hurt. I know he's trying to get himself back. But I'm gonna use McLean as an example on where I'm gonna hit it because I ain't gonna use Trader name in vain like that. I'm gonna use McLean, the cornerback from Florida Gators, as my example. How many people told this kid when he was in 11th grade and maybe during his senior year that you're gonna be a good pro when you get there? You're gonna be an all-pro cornerback.
Unnecessary pressure.
Right. As soon as the ass get to Saturdays, he can't even get on the field.
So psychologically, that messes them up, and then you wonder why they get in the portal.
Some of these parents is putting too much pressure. I won't necessarily say the parents, these outside dick riders putting so much pressure on these kids to what they should be down the line when they don't even know how to be a college athlete yet. Right. And they don't understand how to deal with adversity the right way when you come into a program that, hey, I might have been the best thing since sliced bread on this team, but now when I go to college, I got 4 of the cornerbacks. I'm using McCain. I got 4 of the cornerbacks. It was all world where they was at.
Let me do this real quick. I'm gonna get Heru. I'm gonna get Heru's comments on here, but I wanna highlight a good point, something that I see as well. And Heru, I'm gonna come to you on this one. Brian Sandin, B. Sandin says Fitzgerald going to be very good. Already has 2 interceptions through 3 games. And Alpaca says he should be starting for us. Hey, Ru, come on in here and give me some thoughts on the game. And give me some thoughts particularly on this right here, because I thought this is kind of interesting right quick. What's up?
What's up? What? This Studio One. Just let you know. That's Hey Ru the Guru, my little
that's Studio. Okay, all right. Got you.
No, he shouldn't be starting yet because Jacoby Thomas is doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Keontae Scott doing their thing. And now I will say Zachariah Porter looking a little, he even admitted on the little interview, like, man, I'm whiffing on tackles, taking bad angles, I got to tighten up. So if any spot gets staking, it's his. But everybody else looking legit. You know what I mean? So to me, I just think it's to a level of depth now that we got.
What about your thoughts on Keontae Scott? I see Rocky talk. He said he agreed with you on Jacoby Thomas and Keontae Scott. He made some plays. What's your thoughts on that?
Man, Keontae Scott is tough. He going down like a missile, and he's finna make the tackle. He ain't scared. He know where he need to be. And I just remember they say, the man made some plays, man. And Jacoby Thomas, I think he made a play on us against Middle Tennessee when we lost. So them coaches remember that, like, man, he was a thorn, and we're gonna look at, we're gonna get him. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep an eye on him, bring him on over here. And I remember at the beginning when we got that Brantley dude, the dude from Michigan State. I said, damn, these boys nice. I said, but listen, I said, if Frederick, who they were hyping up, because I'm going to bring this up, a dude say the hype up thing, right? Because I'm kind of with him, but I'm kind of not with him with the hype up thing. Here's why. Okay. They were hyping up Frederick all spring, right? His last year, first year, right? I'm like, and then he start at Florida. I was like, damn, they started a freshman. I was shocked. He made All-American. I said, okay. He had his little bumps. But I was like, okay, blue night. Malachi. They were hyping him up so bad. I was like, wait a minute, y'all. This guy's he's 17. Come on, don't do that. Man, I'm wrong. I was wrong, Malachi. I'm sorry. You above what they said. You raised above. Man, he took Ray's spot. He took his punt return. He like, man, let me show you how to do this, bro.
Yeah.
More. They were hyping him up, talking about what is the name? The dude and them on the show talking about, man, I cover Andre Johnson, bro, and I ain't gonna lie. He looked like Andre Johnson did when he came in. I like, what?
No. He know Andre Johnson.
Listen, of course they're not at the beginning of their career. Every time
he was like that at the beginning of his career.
No, he wasn't. He couldn't catch. He had to work on his hands.
Right. That's why they redshirted him the first year. Which
okay.
I got you. I take what you're saying. And Andre Johnson was in a crowded bedroom at the time because we had a lot of dudes above him that he had to really fight to get on there. These guys don't come in on that 1999 2000 team. These guys don't start over those guys.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. Joshua Moore, as a freshman, comes in and say, listen here, I demand some playtime. I demand it. And you seen that?
So let me ask you this.
He said, I'm a Jeremiah Smith me a dude.
I was just about to say that. I want to ask both of y'all this. Shouts out to Chris in the chat. He said, now this is a more realistic comparison. Get your thoughts on it. But here, I'm sorry, Studio. I'm looking at your name. Studio already said it. He says Josh Moore was showing shades of Jeremiah first half, just saying. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think it's more of a Jeremiah comparison?
I would give him, because I've seen him play 9th, 10th grade. I've seen him play as a youth a little bit. I would give him a little. Jeremiah Smith been a beast since 9 years old, so I ain't gonna take nothing away from him. He's been doing this since 9, 10 years old. I thought this cat was already 11th grade. If you didn't know no better, when this guy was 9, 10 years old, he would probably start on some of the high school teams when he was that age, and he already had kind of the size already. He was already damn near 5'11", 6 foot as a 10-year-old. So he was above his above his time, and it's showing right now. Once he got to college, but he don't. Only thing I would take away from him from the Jeremiah Smith explosive. He ain't got the explosiveness because on some of those deep passes, Jeremiah Smith would be way up the field. This guy, he got a long stride, and he got a determination that I'm going to beat you. So I love the dog in him having that mindset. But Jeremiah Smith explosive. He ain't got the explosiveness yet.
Right.
Maybe he might be a year behind on that.
Wait, hold on. I'm a slight. He might not listen. I ain't gonna compare him to Jeremiah because Jeremiah is like a #1 ever recruit. So we're not gonna sit here and say he's that. I'm just comparing him to, let's say, 90% of Jeremiah.
I feel you. I agree with you, big dog.
But
I agree with you.
It was the dude who said when he saw him in the locker room, 6'4" frame, 220, 230. He was like, man, that boy look like Andre Johnson. He said he saw him in a game in high school where he caught a touchdown pass and he was running so fast until he had to jump over the fence, like in clear stride. He said, man, this boy an athlete. So I'm glad he got what he got today or yesterday because he dropped one the first game. Right. He dropped a little poke, he would have been gone. I said, damn, boy, I compared you to Jeremiah and I got heat for it. I said, you better show up for me. And when I seen him do that little hand where he was like, man, I'm stronger than you, little cuz. I said, hey, that gave him the confidence. Now watch out, bro. Watch out.
Real quick.
I agree with you. I agree with everything you said. Only thing I'll push back on, not necessarily you, because you don't taking this from the other guy. I know he's not explosive. I just know that, I won't say personally, but the way I've seen through the years. But he has that trait far as the mental mindset of what Jeremiah Smith, the way he's playing with. But overall, I'm getting ready to get off. Overall, the team did well. They didn't play down. They didn't play down to the talent. I wish that I wish the linebackers. I'm gonna go to the linebackers. I'm gonna leave it alone. Mm-hmm. Like I said, Larry Frank, the number one, and the other linebackers, they kind of played they played too cautious when they should have known that, hey, this type of quarterback we have, soon as he commit to what he's gonna do, he's gonna do it. And a lot of times when their quarterback came out the backfield, especially that one time when he was running the ball on the right side when number one came and knocked him out, he still got the first. He hesitated when he seen what the guy's going to do. He was a step behind. He was always a step behind. And I want to see number one when they play against Florida State, because Florida State will use those running backs out of the backfield to catch the ball. And we haven't faced a team yet to expose the linebackers yet. Because don't forget, Notre Dame quarterback fresh off the press. He gained a lot of confidence over the last few weeks or so, and he did play a little better yesterday against the Boot. He played better against them. Now, what if we would have got that version of him compared to that first game version? True. He probably would have played a little different. I ain't saying they would have beat us because we still dominated their ass. They'd have been tested. But he would have played better, and he built a lot of confidence throughout the game. And I guess that next week of preparation, looking back at his own film on what he could have did better, he played a little better against them sorry ass lizards up the road. But I ain't gonna be. But Florida Gators ain't gonna. He's not gonna fool me on the performance he did against Florida, because we all know when it comes to Florida Gators, they have the talent, but now they falling like we fell years ago. We ain't have a fucking coach to put that shit together. Right. Because we know Florida at least on the looking at the stars and looking at some of the film bullshit, they got some players that can easily start on Miami as well, at least by the high school stats. I ain't saying when they get to college and now they got to put on the field and practice and learn the plays and stuff like that and play with their teammates. I'm not saying that, but they got a couple guys, especially that wide receiver Brown and the other wide receiver they got that choose Florida over Miami, the other wide receiver. So it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game when we play Florida, and Florida gonna come with the best shot. This not the Florida we've seen the last 2 weeks is not what we're gonna see next week. I guarantee that. And bro, I don't see. I think we're gonna smash them, bro. We're gonna smash them. They ain't got not gonna be the same Joker that they was before. I think it's gonna be Billy Napier. We're gonna kill their program right now. Right. But listen, I watched them. Yeah. Unless they change this, they got one good fix, I think, in my personal opinion. I watched that game. I said they run their receivers bunched up every play. They either bunch, right? Twin bunches. I said they never spread out. So they're really playing against a 9-man box. And when I watched the receiver run their routes, I said they all bunched in the middle. He has nowhere to throw it. So when he do throw it, it's 3 receivers and 6 DBs.
But you know what the secret to that is? You know what the secret to defending that is? put pressure on Lagway where he ain't got time to even figure out where he gonna go with the ball. That's what LSU did last night. He was just throwing it to that bunch, and the DBs were in the right spot to pick it off 5 times.
And that's what I was about to hit on, Larry Frank. You know, because Miami run the bunch too. But the thing is, Miami running this is me. I ain't no coach. I ain't no guru. But I understand that when you run that bunch, just based off Miami, when you run that bunch, that's more to me. That's more when it comes to the run or pass. They do both. They do both these days. You know, you set a run play to have a pass play come on because all of them run the RPOs out of that.
Right.
But the thing is that Miami has the line and have the type of quarterback to run that. You can't run that bunch stuff with a dual quarterback like that, because he got to be able to make decisions off the rip, and he got to be able to read that coverage from the jump. And I don't think that the quarterback that they have, I don't think he can comprehend. I won't say comprehend. Not trying to downplay his mental mindset, you know, down the kid, but I don't think he has the football intelligence to get in that play, get into that formation, and read the defense properly. And that's what Miami's going to should give him a lot of problems doing it, because we're used to facing the bunch, because we run the bunch too as well.
Right. They see it in practice.
But we run out. They ain't run not one quick out. And I was like, they just running all that shit up, you know, bunched up. It was, man, I was like, oh my. And then I know the DJ Lagway, he was doing what Tyler Van Dyke used to do. He looking at the first receiver, wherever the first read is. He locked in and he rarely go to the right.
He was giving that thing away. He was giving that ding, 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 ding.
And the thing about it, Florida really, they held LSU in check. They took advantage of LSU not being able to run the ball. They took advantage of LSU not being able to throw the ball. They had an opportunity to beat LSU. I thought they would have, but Lagway, I hate to say it, he gave that game away, literally.
I won't say Lagway, the coach too.
Him too.
Yeah, man. The coach,
Billy too.
What is he doing? They should have kept running that boy ball. Now that 13 running back, that boy tough.
He a beast now.
Yeah.
That boy tough.
Real quick. I want to and Kyle, I see you about to get on up out of here, but I want to address a comment right here. Rigor Mortis had asked earlier in the show, what's my take on number 9 Lofton not being involved in the offense? I think they're saying that there's an injury thing going on. He's a little gimped up or whatever. I mean, Kyle, what you down there? What is it?
Well, I mean, I ain't following him like that, but you remember what I said last week about number 9? Because remember, I did talk about him the other day when we was on the chat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's, since all this talent they got in these wide receivers playing the way they're playing,
mm-hmm.
I think they turned the volume down on him a little bit, because the other guys are showing up. Because you want your receivers to show up better than the tight end, especially in Miami offense. Mario using that tight end as a he's more of a blocker. Block.
Yes.
I want you to block.
Yes. I have no problem with that, because you see Fletcher getting 4.5, 5 yards of carry, all them backs. Notice how when they run the ball behind that line with that extra blocker, notice how that line is pushing more.
Right, and then to add on to that, just play back the game. Play back the game, and look, a lot of them running plays, only time homeboys out there on the field when they put him in the backfield to block. He ain't on the line. Yeah. He ain't in the spot no more. The other guys that came in at 88 and 87, they done came in and took some of that. Took some of that time.
Shouts out to Rocky. Good point here. He says the wide receivers are even blocking their ass off. So yeah.
You know what I think, though? You was right about what you're saying, that they decided to dial them down or whatever. But because them deciding to do that, I think
it might be blessed though.
He pouted a little, because I'm hearing reports he pouting, he had blocked in the game. So I was like, and he ain't played at all really this game. I ain't seen him at all really out there. I said, man, I don't know if Mario, like, he done got in the doghouse a little bit, and they like, all right, we'll sit you down. And
then also you got to remember too, we're not gonna get this political stuff blended into this. Mario is one of those guys, so keep some of that stuff in mind too. I ain't trying to kill nobody's spirit this morning on a Sunday.
I got you.
But
I got you. Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from.
I got you.
I know, yeah. You sit your butt down. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? You ain't following it.
For the other guy.
Oh.
It's like this, right? It's like this is a car. This always been a rule I always had in my mind, and one of my high school coaches said this, years ago, and when it comes down to us against them, if them playing on the same level that we playing on, I'm gonna play them.
Right.
And those other guys is playing on the same level he's playing on. But one thing they are doing better than him right now, at least on the Notre Dame game, and he might have been hurt after Notre Dame game. He might have been hurt on Bethune-Cookman in this game. But I know on that first game, that dude was giving up a lot of goddamn pass rush, and the guys that he's supposed to have been blocking was getting to the ball. He was woofing on a lot of those blocks on that first game.
Yeah, he got a bad PFF blocking.
Better with that.
He had a bad. I'm like one of the worst blocking grades ever.
That first game, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, real quick, I got to give a shout out. We got another entrant into the chat. My homeboy from down here in the booth with me, my boy Rocky, has entered the building. Rocky, what you got as your icon? Is that a rain? Is that a hurricane?
That's the eye of a hurricane.
The eye of a hurricane. I'm about to say, man. Yeah, we 20 years past Katrina. I'm like, all right now. I see.
Right, don't bring that back down there now. Oh no.
Oh, hell no, we don't need that.
I had to thanks LFJ for letting me in. I had to come in on that political comment, Lickerdale. We might need some more of those political decisions around here, because if you remember not too long ago, there was a little bit too much entitlement. So maybe what he's doing with Lofton isn't such a bad thing, and maybe the kid will come around and do what he's supposed to do.
I agree.
I had to come in on that one.
I agree.
And if you ask me, Luka Gilbert looks pretty good to me. He got in late last night.
Number 19. I like that number 19. I was saying the other day. I want them to put it. I wish they would have put him out there.
Who is that?
Shot.
Yeah.
I like Shot better than all three of them. To me.
Yeah, and let's see what happened. Bauman got missed a couple of times. Beck overthrew him twice, I think, but he was open. If the ball would have been placed a little different.
And they bigger. I mean, like tall and with size and everything. They might not be as fast as, but they can do the same. Mario don't run his tight end stretching up the field. We got lucky with the guy last year that they put him out there on the flank and let him, Cam Ward stretched him out. But Cam Ward, that type of quarterback, he won't throw it to the field anyway.
Yeah.
But them guys can't play compact within the mid, the 15 and up. I mean, Lofton, he got to do a better job. I mean, we got lucky to get him a couple years ago because we weren't really getting them recruits in. Now we're getting them recruits in now. So you got to play, guy.
Shouts out to Professor Beam. He says Lofton is hurt. He been hurt since fall camp. Brother Jay, what's up? Yes, sir.
I don't believe that because he got a catch in the Notre Dame game, and he was blocking and and he played in the Bethune-Cookman game. He was playing a little better. Now, if he got hurt after that Bethune-Cookman game, then maybe, but he wasn't hurt all camp.
He's been out there. But,
and then that leads me to another comment about JoJo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about him being hurt because I remember that Notre Dame game, they had him in line up as a fullback, and he made a lead block like a fullback. I'm talking about a real good block.
I got a conspiracy theory when it comes to JoJo. I got a conspiracy theory.
What's that?
I think they screwed up last year, and I think that the way Keelan Marion's playing, the way Tony Johnson's playing, Malachi Tony is special. People are gonna jump on me. I think they're gonna save JoJo. I think JoJo's gonna redshirt. You watch it happen because right now JoJo's listed as a sophomore. They should have redshirted his ass last year, and they didn't. So I think you're
I agree with that move. Actually.
So let me ask you this: if that indeed is the plan, does JoJo stay? Because JoJo is talented for what is. I mean, NIL transfer. JoJo
can fucking haul ass. To me,
nah, I don't think so.
You can always, you can always find a good receiver. I'm telling you, receivers and running back, you can find they come a dime a dozen.
We got a CJ Daniels update real quick. I'm gonna give it back. A CJ Daniels. Brother Jay says an update. He's playing on a sprained shoulder.
We should, he can get some pain shots this week and be ready to go.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. You have other options in the receiving game that if you need to sit him,
I sit him.
Sit him. Yeah, sit him.
The way Tony Johnson plucked that little pass and took it up the field, and Keelan Marion playing, Malachi playing, Josh Moore emerged, man. Go ahead,
we got enough talent to beat the damn Florida Gators. We don't need CJ Daniels out there we got enough talent to beat the Florida Gators. We don't need him out there messing around.
It's not just the passing game. Your offensive line is physical enough, and the running game, and you have enough running backs, you can mix it up to where all that pressure is not on the passing game.
We're doing something we ain't done around here in years, fellas. We're playing complimentary football, and we're doing it damn well right now. Absolutely. And, man, that is so nice to see because we ain't see that in forever.
Well, I got a question. I'm going to ask both of you guys while I got you on. I see Kyle got out. Maybe he'll come back. I don't know.
He said he was out.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask you guys this question. I'm going to throw this out, a question for the chat. All right, yeah, that's Kyle right there. I'm going to ask you these guys this question. I'm going to throw this out for the chat as well. I want to go back to Malachi Tony. Everybody was talking about, remember last year when we knew X was done, he ran through his eligibility. Everybody was talking Ray was going to take over. Ray was going to, pick that up. I know it's early in his career, but do you think with what we've seen in the first 3 games, do either one of you, I want both of your intake on this. Do you think Malachi Tony is going to pick up where X left off for the next couple of years based off of what you've seen thus far?
Yeah, it's already done. So to me, he's just another X. He's not elite speed. He knows where to be. I mean, that first touchdown he got reminded me of X. Yes. He drifting off and he be like, man, I'm right here. Blah. He just finds the spot to be at. And then he's in the slot. So a lot of times you're getting outside coverage, so you get a little more loose, so he's getting a little more opportunity than the other receivers. And then Dawson's offense favored the slots. Right. So and he missed a beat.
That kid has all the talent in the world, man. The sky's the limit. The kid is, I mean, he knows he's smooth on the field. Just the way he moves, the cuts he makes, made the comparison. It looks like Roscoe Parrish to me. Could he get to Santana Moss level? Yeah, I'm not gonna give him yet, but man, that kid's got all the opportunity in the world. And yeah, Dawson's offense. I mean, Dawson's got to be salivating because his offense runs through Tank Dell, X. I mean, he's special.
I don't see no. He haven't slipped up yet to show you like, oh yeah, he's a freshman. Yeah, we can. He haven't slipped up. It's just like he's playing like a veteran that's always been here to the point where I don't expect him not to do this. Like I don't see no sophomore slump, none of that.
And you know where I see that the most, bro? On those punt returns. Man, when he grabbed that punt return that was bouncing around with those 3 or 4 guys around him last night, snatched it and did his little wiggle and almost got by him. I mean, he didn't, but man, look, that was.
Guess what else on the punt return?
Real quick, hold on. Let me interject. Shouts out to my bonus mom, Miss Linda. Thank you for the $5 dono. Appreciate you, bonus mom. Go ahead, continue.
Okay, another thing about that punt return. Last game. And I was looking at him. I said, look at this boy like he a veteran. The punt came and it bounced around and it was about to hit one of his players. And he kept pushing the player. Like, move out the way, bro. You about to let the ball hit you. And the dude, I forgot which player it was. One of our players kept act like he wanted to drift or let the ball bounce and hit him. But Malachi was like pushing him like, man, get out the way of the ball, bro. I just recently saw somebody lose a game like that or when the ball bounced hit the dude.
I will say this about Malachi. If the announcers wouldn't keep announcing that he's 17 years old, I would not think he's 17 years old because he's playing well beyond a 17-year-old college freshman's talent ability at this point. You saw it from the first catch he made in the Notre Dame game when he caught that touchdown pass. He's just different. And when they were reporting how he took Ray's spot, people in the beginning was like, well, how? Because we didn't know. You see why. You see how. I mean, look at what he's doing on the field. And like I said, that's why I asked you guys earlier, do you think he is the heir apparent to X? I mean, obviously, because they're using him just like they used X. Punt return game, the slot game. But he's giving you more upside because he's more or less, I think we could all agree, he's more athletic than X. I think we could all say that. I think he's faster than X.
I don't know if he's faster, like straight line speed or quickness. Really, I think that 4.8 time that X ran was a misnomer. I think he got a little out of shape, a little bit heavier, and just ran a bad time. I think X is really a 4.6 guy. Me, a track coach. Just judging the speed. Me watching him the whole, because X never got tackled the first time he got the ball. He always broke that first tackle, made that first man miss. He never just took one to the house. So we all, he don't got the speed. I don't see.
However,
the only thing I say Malachi got a little better is that little dead leg move he got.
Yeah.
And get in the space and make he got that little.
I agree with you. I agree with you, LFJ. I think he's more talented than X. I think he's got that extra gear. He's got some wiggle to him. I don't think I love X to death.
We do. We all do. No doubt. Thank you.
Hold on.
I just see something different.
Real quick. Right here, I think this best sums it up by Chris.
Oh, yeah. That's
Tony
true.
is further along as a true freshman than X was as a true freshman.
Hold on. Time out. I'm gonna just give a little pushback on that.
Go ahead.
I remember X as a true freshman. We playing Alabama, and he the only one monster dude in the end zone for a touchdown. As a freshman.
Okay.
Go back and watch it. I said, boy, X the man, and we wanted all the other players because we ain't like X, and we hurt his whole career.
Here's what I say there too. X suffered through some bad quarterback play.
Exactly.
Years.
Yes.
That too.
So
and before you can say that, you got to look at it like this. He did that against Alabama, so look at what he did the rest of the season, and then let's watch what Tony does the rest of this season.
Yeah, but he ain't got that big offensive line, them big horses at the behind him. He ain't have all that, man. He ain't got a DJ Daniels out there that they got to worry about two outside receivers. No, man, we can't compare that, bro.
But hold up, though. You look at the schedule Miami had that year versus what they have this year. Miami has a tougher schedule this year than what they had that year.
Allegedly, because look at Florida. They trash. South Florida.
Well, the thing about it, like I said,
okay, maybe.
Like I said,
they ain't 0-2. So
hold up. Like I said, South Florida basically took Florida's place in the ranked matchup because South Florida is the only team to beat two ranked teams. And Miami beat the shit out of them yesterday.
Gotcha. But it's all it's subjective because Boise State and this little group of five ain't the same. Neither of them got offense. South Florida or Florida. Notre Dame 0-2. So I don't know.
That game could have went either way last night, though, bro. That game could have went either way.
Yep. We're going to be on here a little while. I got about 10 more minutes. I'm going to be on. We're going to get up out of here. But anybody else want to come on, the link is up. Hit the link if you want to come on and chime in. Go ahead.
My thing is this, guys. It was so refreshing because I'm not going to say worried, but the concern here for this USF game was always the games where we come in and kind of play down to you didn't see any of that last night. Play down to the competition. You didn't say any of that last night. None of it. And what
You there, Rob?
Taking hold,
All right.
and you can see that what he's trying to instill in the program. So it was nice to see.
Because I ain't gonna lie, when that rain delay hit and then the announcers went to talking, I said, well, wait a minute, y'all had an hour-long script ready for this, talking about how they might be getting some momentum and we might come out sloppy, and they were acting like they was setting up for them to come back and get back into the game after the long rain delay. No, we shut it down. So I was like, yeah, that gave me a little bit of confidence, because that was scaring me a little bit with the, my conspiracy and,
Let me say this. Hold up, Chris K. I'm gonna bring you. Let me mute you right quick. I'm gonna ask this question, then I'm gonna give it to Chris K. Welcome to the chat, real quick, because we're gonna get out of here in a few minutes. Rocky just touched upon the PTSD that we had when we played teams like this. So we got over that hump, seemingly. Well, we got Florida next week, but then we got a bye going into Florida State, and then a bye coming out of Florida State to Louisville. So since it seems like we've crossed one hump with playing down to teams that get up to play Miami, how are you guys feeling about the bye now? Are we going to be able to start continually winning after bye? Because we got two of them. Which I wasn't thrilled about when I looked at the schedule. I'm going to throw this at Chris right quick, and then I'm going to toss it around for the panel. How y'all feeling about the byes and everything else? Come on, Chris, talk to me.
Hold on, y'all. As far as with the bye, I think right now would be a good time to do it. But as far as like going into Florida State after Florida, okay, cool. But then going right back after Florida State, nah, that I don't know about that. I would have liked to see it go like maybe after, Louisville or SMU or something like that, like maybe a little bit more spread out. But the thing is that we don't know what that's going to do. Maybe it's going to be as far as like a consistent basis, because now we're going to go into the ACC play now. Now all of this is ACC play. You know what I'm saying? And now we got from right after Florida, it's Florida State. Then after that, Louisville. Then we got SMU. Then we got Virginia Tech. And we got Pitt. And you know what I'm saying? Like we got all this ACC play, and I'm thinking like a break in between there, like maybe after 2 games or something like that. Then I would have did that. Like if it would have been Florida State, Louisville, then take a bye, and then go ahead and break it up that way.
Hold up. Let me push back on that a little bit. But it can work in your favor, because you have these byes, and your last bye of the season is after Florida State. But then if you're healthy and you're playing at a high level and you beat Florida State and you come off of that bye when we play Louisville, you got what, 7 straight games to end the season, right? And I'm assuming we get into the ACC championship, which would be an 8th straight game.
Right.
There's no breaks, which can actually play in Miami's favor because you can stay in rhythm.
It could, yeah. I looked at that as well, and I was like, it's like a toss-up. It all depends on how you are, like you said, if it's healthy or not. But because the one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to lose the consistency, right? Because right now we roll. You don't want to lose the consistency. You got to stay consistent in what we're doing. That break that we get after Florida, okay, cool, fine. We're going to Florida State. We know what we're going to do. We know what we're supposed to do and everything like that. Then you get another break. I'm like, okay. Then we go into, I think it's Louisville, I think it's Louisville or whatever the case is. And then we go to SMU, because we play Louisville at home. We don't leave until we get ready to go to SMU. If I remember it correctly, you know what I'm saying? And we don't leave the state of Florida until we get ready to go to SMU. But then we just got to stay consistent. Now it does play a part, but it was just to the point of where I just want to see us be healthy. No matter how the buys are, just let us stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Because this could also be time that we could also need for a little bit more healing as well. You know what I'm saying?
You're right, because I was thinking the same way you was first about the schedule, but then as we're analyzing these teams, it's actually working our favor, because that Florida game gonna be these two physical games, because we was out there hitting South Florida, and they were hitting. You seen that lick Mark Fletcher took by Mac Brown?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
NFL player, man. We can't take nothing from them boys. So then got another physical game against Florida, who's back against the wall, who's going to be probably playing for the coach revenge. So then we need that rest after that. I think that's going to be a physical game that's going to probably wear and tear on us. So that rest would be needed. Because then I looked at the back end of the schedule. I said, oh, these teams weaker now. I do have a little issue with NC State. They got a passing attack I'm looking at. We don't play Georgia Tech. So when I looked at it, I said, darn, Georgia Tech got the easiest path. So to be honest,
Georgia Tech's going to be in Charlotte, y'all.
Yeah, they're going to be in Charlotte.
What I seen, they might. But they got to get past Florida State. I think they play Florida State this year.
They do. But listen, the winner out of us and Florida State got to control their destiny. The loser going to need help.
That's right.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, the only ones that stand in Miami way right now is Miami. We stay in our own way if we don't get this done. We cannot repeat what we had last year. We all know what that is. And the boys on that field know what it is. Everybody on that team know what it is. The young ones coming in the game that didn't get to play, that was on that team last year, they know what it was. We cannot stand in our own way. Not no teams, not no refs, nothing. We look ourselves in the mirror every day when we get ready to put them pads on and put them helmets on. We control our destiny. Forget who else is undefeated, forget whoever else is losing or whatever. We got to control what we can control. We cannot leave it into the hands of nobody else. Plain and simple. That is the motto of this year. No more excuses. Period. Right. And by the way, the mode when you was talking about pressured hits, did you see that hit that Bain set up for Armando Blunt when he hit that quarterback? Jesus,
yeah, he tattooed him.
He over Thomas hit the quarterback and draw the ball loose right on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Let me get that.
That's the physicality that they've been missing. But I'm gonna go ahead on and give each one of y'all an opportunity to get some departing words, because we're gonna get up out of here because it's NFL Sunday. We all got our teams, and if y'all watch the NFL show, y'all know I ain't expecting much from Pittsburgh today, so I got to go get ready to cuss out Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers. So we're gonna start around studio. Give some departing words.
All right. My pet peeve, I got an issue with Beck's deep ball. And I'm gonna give him a pass because he's coming off of elbow surgery. But I'm noticing he's throwing a little bit. His deep ball is a little bit shorty. It's a little bit shorty. I need him either if it ain't his elbow, I need him to work on that. If it's just a matter of his elbow and his arm getting back to full strength, then okay, that's cool. But and the reason I'm giving him a pass because his intermediate is excellent. Like his slant game, his little backside, his back shoulder, his dump off game. I wish Cam would have had a little bit of that in him last year. He'll jump ball right away. The running back's gonna eat. Bain, listen. I told Jeremiah, I was thinking about this, and Jeremiah, he was crying about the hold, and they were holding them, fast interference. I said, bro, you the number one receiver in the nation. You're on the cover of NCAA football. You're not gonna get a call. You might as well just suck it up, stop whining, and play ball. Same thing for Bain. I heard the announcer say he's the best defensive player in the nation. So if that's said, you're not going to get them calls, Bain. You just better stop whining and just keep playing. You feel me? That's my only thing I got. And JoJo, I'm not going to give up with him. I think if we don't see him, Florida State, I think Rocky hit it nail on. He'll be red-shirted, which is fine with me.
Cool.
But you know what, though? I get you on that part as far as with the calls and everything. But when it's right there in front of your face, like, come on, dog. And see, the thing is, Bain kept playing because even though he was getting held and everything else like that, Bain was still getting in that backfield. Bain was still, dog. Bain is on another level this year.
No, I know Bain ain't complaining, but that's just like, you know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, like, come on. I mean, ball is ball. We all know that, but we not gonna get shit called for us like that anyway because of who we are. We already know that.
We ain't getting any calls, man. Them
No,
refs
we
ain't
not.
calling flags.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like, but I'm like, come on now, dog. Like, really? Like, you're right there. You're right there. You're the ref. You're right there, and you see it. The whole little thing on the sideline where Buddy was sitting there, man, come on, dog. Like,
you're right, bro. Because I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna interrupt. I know you kind of get out here, but that dang on holding. Because I had Florida for upset and the point, but that holding on that touchdown pass Florida had, man, that was a pancake, and that was a robbery. And if that was holding, then you need to call holding on every play on Bang. Then,
right?
We deal with the worst refs in the country. My pet peeve from last night, and they don't need to keep doing this, was the little quarterback draw and the quarterback keep. We don't need to be risking Carson Beck like that because the man don't know how to slide based on what I watched last night. I don't like that. Not that he can't do it. Not that it wasn't effective. It's not needed. It's needless. We don't need to be playing with our QB that way.
Right.
Because one wrong
we
hit
don't
or
need
one
to put
wrong
him
foul.
right.
We don't need to put him in those positions to where he's gonna get hurt at all.
No hostile environments.
And I know what Mario's thinking. Well, he's not made of glass. Who cares? He's too important. He's too important.
Facts.
That's my
exactly.
stance on that.
Come on, Chris, give me some words and get us out. I'm sorry, Rob, finish up. I'm sorry.
I am looking forward to October 4th, gentlemen. I got October 4th circled on my calendar. I can't wait to go to Tallahassee.
I'll be down there. I'm going to be sitting on the Florida State side with my green and orange, getting on people's nerves, being the jackass that I knows how to be.
That's
them
my dog right there.
Them fools are chirping. They are chirping.
Oh, yeah. All right. Come on, Chris. Get us out of here, man. Give us some departing words because I see you on the JOB, man.
Yes, sir. Basically, I just wanted to say, good win for everybody here. We know what it is. We looking different. We feeling different. We sounding different and everything else like that. Let's just stay consistent, one game at a time. Don't overlook nobody on the schedule. I don't give a damn what their record says. I don't care what their record says. Go out there, handle business, whoop ass, on to the next one. We know what the vision is. You know what it is at the end of this tunnel. December the 6th of 2025, Charlotte, North Carolina. And that's it. That's all I got.
Kid said it last night. Nameless, faceless opponents. He said it in the post game.
That's what's up. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate all of your input. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy Sundays to come on. I'm going to go on and get y'all up out of here. And then I'm going to give my departing words. And we're going to go watch some NFL football, y'all. We're going to go on and watch some NFL football. So shouts out to Studio, Rocky, Chris. Thank y'all for being a part of the program. Check back in Wednesday night, man, on the NFL show. Thursday night hype show. We are going to be talking about Florida. And I got to get with D and see what's happening and get with Big Brother Mel B and see what's happening. We got to see if we're going to have possibly a special guest. I can't really go into that, but I think we are. So just hang tight on that. And obviously, real talk tomorrow night. We're going to continue it with the guy right here. You're looking at him. We call him Sleepy Brown. Sleepy Brown that fell asleep when he was standing up in it. I ain't going to let you lay that shit down, dog. And they ain't going to let you lay that shit down. Sleepy Brown.
Yeah, I know. It's different when the alcohol get in you. It's a difference when the alcohol be in you.
Facts.
Because trust me, I wasn't sober. But anyway, that's a whole nother day, whole nother show.
Tomorrow night, we're going to get into that. The topic for tomorrow night: can men and women still be friends with the I almost said with the X? Can men and women be friends with the opposite sex? I'm sorry. Last week was about the X. Tomorrow night, can you be friends with the opposite sex?
I'm gonna have to get in on that. I got a bone to pick with LNV, so I'm gonna have to get in on that.
LNV will be in the chat tomorrow night, and we're gonna Sam, just like right now, we'll do the same thing tomorrow night. Y'all come on and y'all be a part.
Show is
absolutely. So let me get y'all. It'll be 7:00 Central, 8:00 Eastern. 7:00 Central, 8:00 Eastern. So yeah.
All right, we'll be there.
No doubt. So I'm gonna let y'all get on up out of here. Let me get y'all out. Thanks again, gentlemen. Appreciate all of y'all for being a part of it.
Always.
Most deaf. All right, y'all. So that is a show. We putting the bow on this thing. Next week we got Florida. We thank you for being a part of it. My departing words: enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Have a great week. As I already stated, we got a flurry of shows coming this week on the UTalk Network, so it's something for everybody. Lock in, pass it on, bring a friend, and tell a friend to bring another friend. Y'all know how we start every show, and y'all know how we end every show. Ain't no us without you, baby. And we out. The Canes are 3-0. And we gonna enjoy this. AP comes out in a few, so let's see if they're gonna give us some love and move us up, or where they gonna put us, because definitely need to be some changes. Y'all have a great weekend. Catch y'all tomorrow on Real Talk. Catch y'all later on this week. Peace.
Y'all want to show some love, give some support to my boy Devin, founder of UTalk Nation. Continuous success, brother. And all I gotta say is, it ain't no me without you, baby.
Ain't no me without you, baby.
It ain't no me without you, baby.
Yeah, you talk, it's the people show. Look, you talk, let the people know. Look, yeah.
This is hurricane season. Only legends come up out there, you like Chris and Teigen. Name a letter better, W, that's what we preaching. Hurricane force winds whenever we breezing. Got rings for a reason. Look, we treat a gator like the swamp people. And Seminoles like the block people. And for my dogs, I will drive people. Just being frank, I got they flank like a cornerback. And I ain't even much a Florida cat. But hurricanes, I know more of that than most. Cause I seen them turn our houses into boats. That's that real talk, baby. I hope you was taking notes. That's the real talk, baby. Yellow Nation, coast to coast. Is that UTalk?
Yeah.
It's UTalk, baby.
Yeah.
It's UTalk, baby.
#1 podcast.